As always, glad to be seen. Wish I could see you equally. Well, excuse me. Hope your week has been grand. Mine has been. Um, Before I begin with a few minutes on the gospel for this coming Sunday, just a couple of announcements. One, um, our faith formation program for the kids, K through 8, the religion program, has begun this week, Wednesday, October 4. So it's at 6 in the evening, I do believe, and you can, I think, still register your kids. So Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock over in the school. Come on and join us to share Jesus together, okay? I'll keep announcing that we have our trunk or treat Halloween thing the last Sunday of this month from, believe again, it's from 1 to 3, or it might be 1:30 to 3:30. I don't know. But you can check on our website about that. And we're open to your bringing in candy to the office or to the back of church on the weekend, excuse me, so that we have more to share with the kids. We will have this Sunday, October 8th, well, Saturday and Sunday, we'll have a missionary priest here, but some people have asked, well, we just had one a couple, 3 weeks ago. We have to give more money? I don't blame you for asking, but Father isn't going to ask for your money directly. He's from the group called Unbound, and they help us sponsor children or senior citizens in third world countries. So if you'd like to do that, you can consider what Father shares with us this weekend and then write back an application for one of his peeps. We are the sheeple, and we will take one of his people under wing, hopefully. Well, one or more, depending upon whether you want to help with one person or two. The weekend, the readings right now, the past couple of weekends and this Sunday and at least the next, have to do with Jesus calling people to follow him. And to not just follow and look, but to follow and do what Jesus himself is doing. I remember last Sunday we had the story of Dad asking his 2 boys to work in his field, and one says no, but he thinks better of it and goes out and does it. The other says yes, but like many people today, he is not true to his word, doesn't stick with it, and he doesn't go out and help out. So Jesus is at least happy with the one who is doing the work, even though he sure doesn't give a nice response to begin with. There are other ways, of course, of answering Jesus. I think he's looking for more enthusiastic responses than simply, no, all right, I'll go do it. This weekend, he tells a story about a wealthy man inviting people to dinner. And they have excuses why they can't attend. I oftentimes today say that, people don't put on dinners anymore. Oh, well, we'll put on banquets for a funeral or for a wedding. But, to put on a nice meal and then invite people, we don't do it too much. I used to think it was mainly because the potential host doesn't appreciate the fact that we all have different kinds of diets, or now, secondly, we do this a lot, that will, as invitees or invited, we will cancel out, or worse, not even show up without giving any excuse. Well, the fact of the matter is, a lot of us don't appreciate the invitations. It's a little bit of effort just to say yes and show up. You have to put your best foot forward. I think the Italians call it when you step out of the house, make sure you wear your bella figura, your pretty face, your good face. And we don't want to do that. We want to stay at home miserable. Or maybe just to relax. We don't want to put out any effort to socialize with people. That may or may not have been the case in the story Jesus tells about the wedding banquet and the fellow inviting people who excuse themselves. They can't come. I'm busy with a new cow, or somebody's sick in my family, or I just married and I have to stay at home with my wife. Whatever the excuses were, they were excuses, because it's quite an honor back in Jesus' time to be invited to one of these weddings. Yeah, not like today, of course, where being invited means you have to bring a $200 to $500 gifts. Who wants that invitation? Thanks, no, but no thanks. No, this was sheer genuine kindness and excited hospitality that's being extended to people, and they just don't want to come. So the head of the banquet, the dad, says, hey, go out and invite everybody off the streets, everybody. And finally, of course, the banquet hall is filled, except for one person who isn't decently dressed. He comes in his cargo shorts, perhaps, to the wedding, and I have seen that personally. Of course, I come in my cargo shorts to Sunday Mass, but I cover that up at least with vestments. And that's oftentimes what people did in Jesus' day. They would cover up whatever they were wearing. If they couldn't afford to wear something nice, they would be given a garment, a robe of some sort at the door to, wear into the banquet. So there's no excuse for not dressing properly. And so this fellow comes improperly dressed. It's like a slap in the face to the man who invited him in, off the streets. A slap in the face because there was a garment extended. He was offered something to wear, but he, for whatever reason, refuses. And the host says, throw the guy out. He doesn't deserve to be in here at all. Wouldn't we hate to hear that from Jesus? So I want to share with you a story. Maybe some people refuse our invitation because they think they are not up to the occasion, that they can't act well enough at your table, or they can't dress well enough to be with you. That could be the reason. But you're being invited no matter. And it pleases the host for you to say yes and do yes, to be there. And that's what Jesus wants. He wants us to accept the invitation to come to the wedding feast, and if not, along the way, to invite others. Say, come on, he wants us all at this feast. But maybe we don't think we belong there. That's what I'm ending with. Did you ever hear the expression, and I think I live this probably better than I imagine. But anyway, that none of us is as good as others may think we are, but none of us is as bad as we think we are. Now, somehow the truth lies in the middle, of course. And a priest friend of mine, my confessor the other day, says, Jim, you have to imagine, God wants you at that feast. And he said, you really preached that well. But he says, I don't know if you accept that for yourself. And I keep thinking that I do. But he catches me, somehow in confession with an attitude that says, I should have done or could do so much better. He says, this may sound macabre, but imagine yourself laid out in your casket Yes, Father, that does sound a little. But he said, just imagine yourself there. So I went, And he said, imagine people filing by your body. And what are they saying? And of course, I would expect most are saying, nice things, even if it's only because you shouldn't say evil of the dead. But no, I suppose, and no, I believe that there would be many people who would say nice things. He says, you've got it. He says, that is the way God looks at you. That is the way the host of the wedding feast looks at his son's wedding banquet and you coming to the banquet. He just sees you as all dressed to the nines and you belong there. Should I end with a little story? I will. I know I've already gone long because I enjoyed sharing with you. But, oh yes, this is one story I'll share with you. What do you call, it has nothing to do with the preaching, what do you call a chicken who is good at numbers? A mathematician. Bye.